Hi Sandeep, thanks so much for joining us today. Really looking forward to having a chat with you. And yeah, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves to everybody, but I was going to hopefully use yourself as an example of perhaps, there's never a great time for a career pivot. Not everything you can get all your ducks in a row, but you decided to sort of change the direction of your career, and I thought it'd be great for everyone to hear a bit more about it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, thank you, Emma. My name is Sandeep Monier. I've been working in IT for over 30 years. And as you just said, recently I decided to start my own business. Business has been running for 2 years now, which is great. And it's been good, ups and downs, but been good. Um, the
What
business is
inspired you to change from? Because I know, from other chats before that you had a senior IT position and decided, no,
yeah.
do you know what? I'm going to go and run my own consultancy. What inspired you to move on?
I think I've always wanted to do something of my own. I've been brought up surrounded by people, family, friends. They've always had their businesses. So, you always get a feel for that from a early age. So I always knew. I just didn't know when. And I just kind of waited for the right opportunity. And I think also the fact that, I've got a wealth of experience behind me now. Things just get a bit easier. You just know a lot more. You know how things work. You know how IT works. You've got different experience of working different help desks, different businesses. And basically, that was the reason. And then my co business partner, he was at a crossroads as well. He was looking to do something different, and he mentioned that, look, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And we had a good chat around that. And we were like, you know what, let's do this. We felt between us, we've got such a variety of experience in different areas that we make a good partnership.
How did your experience as an IT manager, like, I suppose, shape your approach towards your consultancy?
hmm So I was an IT manager for 4 years. So I've kind of seen both sides. I've seen, what the client gets from businesses like Tech First IT Solutions. And then I've also, worked for these businesses before. So I've seen the service being provided. So I think as an IT manager, I really knew, the challenges that are out there, the support challenges, the IT challenges, the hardware, software. There's such a mix of technology these days in businesses. And it was my job to make sure the operations were running fine. There was no issues in any way. So that gave me the experience of help me relate to the client side, to the user side on what they're kind of going through. So that's great experience, experience that I wouldn't have had unless I did that, exact role, which was good.
And would you say that there's a market that your company focuses on? Is there a niche that you deal with?
I think, it's in my time as an IT manager, the biggest challenge we had was the company that was providing the service. They were far too big. The one I
Okay.
could fit for the size of business I was working for. And they kind of send you up and then forgot about you. And you were, trying to get support from them, trying to get things fixed by them, trying to have meetings with them. And it was just near impossible. And it was a pure frustration. And I was just like, on the client side where I've got pressure on me trying to get things to work, Yeah. So I think that was the main, one of the main reasons. We're like, you know what, we can do much better service here. We can provide a service for the smaller end businesses, but provide an enterprise level service, so
Perfect.
at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
And that was the reason, yeah.
And you'd mentioned before, because of course you'd worked for a bigger company before, and like you said, that there can be challenges of having big companies like you've just demonstrated
Mhm.
with working with clients. What would you say, like, how is your approach, would you say, different? Because you are a bit, you're smaller, but how have you built trust over the years and things with your new client base?
hmm So going back to what you're saying, we are smaller, but then I think we are giving you that personal service. You can pick up that phone, you can phone us, and it's going to be somebody who can fix your problem on the other side of the phone. It's not going to be a bigger help desk where you have to kind of log a ticket, then get through to the next stage. It takes like half a day just to speak to someone who might be able to help you.
Oh, we've
Where
all
we
been
are
there.
all about, we've all been there, yeah. Where you pick up the phone, you're going to get somebody on the help desk. He'll be like, right, okay, this is your issue. I'm going to work on this straight away, and that works really well. With regards to kind of trusting clients to trust us and all the rest of it, I think that comes in time. We're lucky enough, we've got some great clients who are great for, providing us testimonials and reviews, and we can use them now to say, look, this is what we do. This is people who have spent time with us. We've supported them. We've got a great relationship with them, and they can hear it firsthand,
Perfect. And what would you say, could you walk us through, just so people can get a real understanding if they are sitting there just now going, I really need to invest in some tech support and guidance. Tell us about maybe a recent project that you've had for a client.
Mm-hmm. So we provide a number of services. One of the recent projects, we basically upgraded the wireless solution. So the client came to us, they had a really old solution, being really slow, Wi-Fi was slow, it was having a big impact on the operations. So we went in, did a survey, scoped out everything what they needed, and we got that implemented. So that was one side of the project. The other side of the project, did a bit of project management. We had a business, they wanted an ERP system implemented. So I spent 9 months in just managing that. Other service we offer, like you said, the day-to-day support, but cybersecurity as well.
It's a big one just now.
It's a big one. It always has been a big one, but I think it's just being more highlighted now. But I think what's not been highlighted is that it can cause an issue for everyone, regardless of how big your business is. It can have a major impact on it, because I think you only hear about the bigger businesses that make the headlines and things, like M&S or Co-op. You don't really hear about the smaller businesses. And as a smaller business, you've got more to lose, you've got more risks, and most likely you wouldn't, survive a cyber attack in some way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And how do you stay, because IT is ever changing. So how do you stay up to date with all the emerging technologies? Because things, I personally feel that they are moving at a very fast pace.
Yeah. So we partner up, we partner with the big players like Microsoft, Dell, Lenovo, to name a few, and anytime they do have a new technology, they showcase it, they tell you about it, they show you the white papers on it, just to make sure you understand what the technology is, what impact it's going to have the user, how you can help the user, in their day-to-day life. So it's just a case of we've got great partners.
Perfect. And if you were to look back, at yourself maybe 5-10 years ago, what advice would you give to yourself now that you've started your own consultancy? Would you have done it sooner, or is there anything that you wish you knew beforehand?
I think absolutely started sooner. I wouldn't have waited so long. I definitely took a risk, and it helped me to, with the risk management, as in I knew more experience, I knew more things, by this age. But I definitely still would have started maybe about 10 years sooner, just to get a head start on it, and just taking that leap.
Okay. What would you say, because I'm a business owner myself, and of course we've got the service that we provide, but you have to wear many other hats as well, which can be quite challenging. Is there what would you say has been the most challenging thing that people should maybe consider if they are wanting to go out on their own?
I think the biggest grasp you need to have is on your financials. Okay. That's always going to be from day one. If you don't have the internal, skill set or knowledge, then go to a professional, get the help. Speak to an accountant, speak to Business Gateway. There's a lot of help out there from the government as well when you do start a business. But definitely financials, you need to have a tight grip on it, because as you know, it's a new business. Budgets, cash flow, budget, it's all tight.
No, that's absolutely completely right. And I think, like you've just said, as well as seek the expertise of professionals, because you can spend quite a lot of time doing something you're not very good at, and you could be making money if you just give it to someone else who's great at what they do and a specialist in what they do. So what's next for the company? Where do you see it in the next year or two?
I think for us, at Tech First, in the next 2 years, just growth. As we've having this discussion earlier on today, we're at the 2-year peak. We're doing great. Touch wood, it's exciting times, and I think it's just time to figure out how to get to our next level. And most likely we will bring some expertise in to help us, get to that level. But I think you've got to have a clear understanding of what that looks like first of all. Yeah. So then you can go out and get expertise help. So it's definite growth. Yep.
Perfect. So, Sandy, before we finish up, tell me then, for anyone considering maybe your business support at the moment, please give us, what you do for people and the types of companies that you're able to support.
Mm-hmm. So with regards to what we provide, so we've got a help desk here, in Central Scotland, Bellsall. And what we do is we've got, people sitting on the help desk waiting for your call. Any problems you have, you can pick up the phone, give us a call. We'll connect remotely, we'll get it fixed, or if need be, we can come on site. So that's a big part of the service. It's a fully managed service. We look after your IT systems. We make sure they're proactively getting updates, making sure they're working as they need to work. Other part of that is cybersecurity. We make sure there's a layer of security on your machines, so that you are being protected. Your emails are, scanned, filtered, protected. Your mailboxes are backed up. Your cybersecurity, your devices, everything needs to be. And then on the other side of that, we do the IT consultancy and then the project work. There's a lot of systems out there that need upgrading, so we'll quite happily work with that, with yourself on that.
Perfect. No, that is ideal. Well, thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you.
hoping today and everybody that's been watching will be able to, if they are considering the leap, they can see what it looks like 2 years on. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Emma.
Speak soon. Bye.